All right, we're live. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Hola, mis amigos, ¿cómo están? Aquí su amigo Raúl. Real quick video. A little bit of a different setup today because I had to actually come into the office to see some clients today, which usually I'm working from home. And usually when you guys see me do my videos, I'm doing it from home. But I'm doing it from the office because I want to get it done. Because if I don't do it now, by the time I get home, I'm just going to be real tired and I'm not going to get it done. So here's what happened today at 2 o'clock. Just a disclaimer, real quick. The information that I bring you in these videos are for education purposes only, not to be taken as financial advice. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a comment if you'd like to leave a comment. Don't forget to share the content because I'm trying to bring you the most current and the most up to date financial information as far as what is happening. And so here's what happened today. So I did a video this morning where I was telling you guys that the Fed was going to raise interest rates today, and the consensus was that it was going to be by 0.5%. So they've only done two rate hikes, the one that they did today and the one that they did back in March. Back in March, they raised it by 0.25 today. I'm sorry, by 0.25. And today, they actually raised rates by 0.5%. So they did what they said they were going to do. Now, it also seems like the next rate hike will be 0.5%, and then possibly the following rate hike may also be 0.5%. So that means that over the course of about 3 to 4 months, the federal government could raise interest rates by a total of 1.75%. Keep in mind that by only raising rates by the banks suck. So, banks suck. By only raising rates 0.25%, banks just drastically increased mortgage rates. Like if the Fed had increased rates by like 2%, because we were like at 3, and then the Fed increased rates by like 0.25%, and the bank was all of a sudden at like 5% or 5.5%. Well, now we increased rates by 0.5%. So mortgage rates are going to continue to go up, especially since the federal government said that the next rate hike is probably also going to be 0.5%. And maybe even the third rate hike could also possibly be 0.5%. And so that'll have us at 1.75% as far as the interest rates for the federal government, which could have mortgage rates very close to 7%. It's looking that way. Now, what's good about this information? There's actually two good things that are coming from this. Well, the first thing is when you raise interest rates, like I told you in my video this morning, you limit the purchasing power of a lot of people, and so and I hate to say that, but a lot of people are just not going to be able to afford to buy a home right now. The only way that they're going to be able to afford to buy a home is if they wait for interest rates to go back down, which probably won't happen for another 2 years, or if they look for a more affordable home. That's really the only way that people are going to be able to afford a home right now. However, by raising rates, by raising those interest rates, and by making mortgage rates higher, it is going to create more of a supply in the housing market, which we really, really need, because the only way that real estate is going to stabilize is by having more real estate available. It's the basic economics, it's basic supply and demand. So we need to have more real estate available than we do buyers so that the prices of real estate can chill and eventually just maybe start trending down a little bit. So we need that to happen. We also need to raise rates to control inflation. And the government realizes that now, which is why their original game plan of raising interest rates by 0.25% was completely thrown out the window. And they said, the hell with this. This is not going to work. We're raising rates by 0.25%, and inflation is 8%. So we're going to raise rates by 0.5%. Now, the good thing that happened today is because the government did what they said they were going to do, actually the stock market reacted really well and it started going up and it started rallying. See, the stock market likes predictability. The stock market wants to know what's going to happen. And so the stock market had already priced in that the federal government was going to raise rates by 0.5%. So when they did exactly what they said they were going to do, the stock market, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, everything started going up. Not up drastically, but it did start to go up. Now, here's what we can expect moving forward. What will really put us into a recession, and what will really cause shit to hit the fan, for lack of better terminology, is if the federal government raises rates by 0.5% this time around, and they raise rates by 0.5% next time around, and it still doesn't control inflation, then they're going to have to say, well, now we're going to have to start raising rates by 0.75%. And that's when we really start turning down. And that's when things really start to get difficult. And that's when we can hit a potential recession. So I know that I've been throwing around the word recession a lot, but the reason I'm telling you this and the reason why a recession is very probable is because historically, anytime that the federal government raises rates, we go into a recession. It's happened pretty much every single time. Seeing as how we are facing the highest interest rates that we have had in 40 years, and seeing as how the federal government today did the biggest rate hike that they have done in the last 20 years, it just creates an environment where a recession, either in 2022 or maybe in 2023, is highly probable. And so the reason I tell you this is not to freak you out. I just want you to be prepared, and hopefully a recession doesn't happen. And I'm very hopeful that the federal government is able to pull one out of their butt and figure this out to where they can control inflation without putting us into a recession. That's easier said than done. It's very, very difficult to do. The federal government has never been able to do this before. I think they've been able to do it once, but inflation was not 8% when they did it. So who knows what's going to happen? But that's what happened today. They raised interest rates by 0.5%, and it's pretty certain that the next time around, they're going to raise rates by 0.5% as well. So what does that mean for you? Well, that means that interest rates just got a hell of a lot more expensive. It got a hell of a lot more expensive for you to borrow money. And if you were in the housing market, you can expect to pay much higher interest rates. But this could be the turning point that'll give us a little bit of breathing room in real estate, which a lot of people have been waiting for because the real estate market has just been on fire and it just needs to chill the F out. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. Love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like my video, leave a comment, share it with your tío, with your tía, with your primo. I mean, if you guys are Hispanic, I know you have a lot of family. So share this with everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll bring you some more content soon. Peace.